Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Edwin, the comic jabroni, coming at you today. New comic book day, pickups and review video for Image and Indie books for the 2nd of October. So stick around, we're going to be talking about them. Alright guys, welcome back. So, the comic jabroni coming at you. Yesterday was the 2nd of October. I went by my local comic shop, Heroes and Fantasies. Shout out to Heroes and Fantasies and all those awesome people that work over there. And I had a few Image and Indie books that I had in mind, right? My pull list this week was pretty much equal between DC, Marvel, and Image Indie books. And I talked about those on Buy or Pass on Tuesdays, guys. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos and you've never heard about Buy or Pass, that's the comic triple threat. Edwin the comic jabroni, Rod, Just the Rican in his comics, and Perry from Perry Comics. We talk about what's dropping on Wednesdays. We do that Tuesday nights, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. So make sure you're there for that live show. But today, we're focusing on indies and on Image books. Tomorrow in the afternoon, I will be going live to talk about Marvel and to talk about DC. Now, as you guys know, for the past month or so, I've been using Comic Book Roundup and the scores that they have from critics and from users on there. So somewhere on the screen, when I talk about a book, you'll see some scores. That's just an average score from critics and from users, guys. So that's a great website, great tool for comic book readers that pick up books every Wednesday. If you're not sure about a book, there's dozens and plenty and hundreds and thousands of reviews on there for you to check out. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the pickups. All right, first book up, this is going to be from Ablaze Comics. This is Vampire State Building, issue number 1. That is from a brand new publisher. I'm not entirely sure if they've ever really made anything before. And the writer is Ange and Patrick Renault, and the interior artist is Charlie Adler. I did grab the variant cover by In-Hyuk Lee. I thought out of all of the covers, I think there were about 4 or 5 of them, I really thought that this one was the best one. Now, as far as the story goes, you've got a group of teenagers or early 20s maybe. They're up in the Empire State Building. One of their friends is about to take off to join the military, and they're kind of doing a send-off for him there at the Empire State Building. But while that is going on, inside the Empire State Building, there has been a secret room found, and they're doing some excavations in that room, and something has awoken in that room. And because of the secret that, whoever it was, the people that worked there, whatever they found, it has woken up the vampires in New York City. So in this book, you get dozens and dozens of vampires who the cops and the people that are working in the building, they think they're terrorists, right? They're going back and they're thinking, man, maybe this is another 9/11, right? So you get the vampires that take over the Empire State Building, and they're going around rounding these people up, killing the people in there, and taking them hostage to give them to a higher god, a higher being. So I believe that's who they found in the Empire State Building. The artwork, what I can say about the artwork is, it is drawn by the same guy that did The Walking Dead. So when you read this, and if you've read The Walking Dead, you get a lot of similarities, man. If they change the dialogue in this to more of a Walking Dead with zombies, you would really think that you're reading a Walking Dead book. I'm going to show you some of the artwork inside. I mean, this looks like Rick without the beard. I mean, that's what these characters look like. They look like they're characters from The Walking Dead. What I didn't like also was all of this white space around the outside. I thought that Ablaze could have better utilized the white space in these books, give you more picture. I don't know, maybe that's just nitpicking. I enjoyed it. I'm going to pick up issue number 2 just to see where this story goes. All right, next up, we got from Boom Studios, who you guys have known. They're rocking out lately. They're pushing out some awesome titles, and this one right here is definitely one of them. Strange Skies over East Berlin. This is issue number 1, written by Jeff Loveness, and the interior artwork is done by Lissandro Esteren. I grabbed this B cover variant. I really thought, and on the back it actually says Unlocked Retailer variant right above the barcode. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. But I picked this cover up because it really gave me the feel of those, older spy books that you could buy or pick up at the library, and it had this type of artwork and the bordering, the way the letters or the way the words are written out really did feel like that. And that's exactly what you get out of this book. It is an older spy tale, right? Set in the 1970s in Eastern Berlin, which back then the Berlin Wall was still up and East Berlin was controlled by the communists. And there were people trying to cross over to West Berlin that was controlled by the United States. But in this, as far as you can tell right there from the picture, you see this red streak come across, and this American spy who's over on the east side of Berlin, he's told by his superiors he needs to find out what that was because it landed on the communist Russian side of the wall. So he goes into like a deep dive investigation on what it is, and he ends up inside this bunker where they're doing tests on the first person to discover what it was. And something crazy is going on. You're thinking aliens. I don't exactly know. I will show you some of the interior artwork. Pretty nice stuff there. I am enjoying what I am a huge fan of is spy tales. I love a good spy tale, guys. I can tell you that. So I'm gonna show you one more interior artwork. There you go, right there. So if you're into a good spy story, kind of like The Americans or that Scroll story that came out earlier this year from Marvel, you're gonna absolutely dig this. There were only 3 copies left in my LCS and only 1 of this B cover variant, so I'm glad I got it, and I'm super excited to read more of this, guys. This should definitely be on your pull list if you're into, like I said, spy stories. All right, we're gonna move into IDW. I got Kanto issue number 5. This is written by David Booher. Artwork is done by Drew Zucker. I have, since I picked up issue number 1, absolutely loved this tale, this story that they're telling us about Kanto and his adventure to try to get the one he loves, her heart back, because he comes from a clan of people who have had their hearts taken out and put clocks in there. So when the clock stops ticking, they're kaput. Goes on this adventure to get her heart back from the Shrouded Man, and he's found the Shrouded Man in this issue. And in this issue, you get some action, man, between these witch-looking women. There's 3 of them, and as you can tell from the cover, there are 3. You got Kanto, you got the man or the woman. It looks like an elf that they found in this city where the Shrouded Man is that has come to help them, and then this creature, right? That these creatures in Kanto's village eat their people, right? But this one is an older one. He might not have all of his screws. Some of his screws might be loose. So he's on the adventure with him, man. And it's very a heartwarming story. Knights and adventure. If you're into that kind of stuff, man, you're going to absolutely love Kanto. And I've said it from the beginning when I started reading this and I started reviewing it. I think this has the making of the next great cartoon movie for kids to watch, man. Just heartfelt story, adventure, what kids absolutely love. I think this is a great story, guys. You should be picking up Kanto. All right, we're going to move into Image, guys. So, Image put out 2 really big books that I absolutely had to have this week. One of them, I know came out, it was like Omen None or None Omen. I didn't pick that up. I looked at it, wasn't interested, but these next 2 books I definitely was. First one is Sea of Stars. This is issue number 4 from Jason Aaron, and the artwork is done by Stephen Green. On the back it says, a father and a son, a whole lot of space between them. So, what do we get in this issue, guys? If you've been reading this, this is a super important issue because you get a ton of backstory on what the kid who now seems to be able to have these powers, where these powers actually come from. Why does he have these powers? I love the artwork in here. I'm digging the story. You get a back and forth in this between what the kid is experiencing in space and the space monkey and what he calls the space dolphin, who he's befriended, and they're following him. You get that story, plus you're getting the story of the father and all of the trials and tribulations that he's had to gone through after he lost his son in space because their spaceship was actually hit by an asteroid or something, right? So you see two different stories going on. The son is just having a grand old time. He's got these powers now. He can breathe in space. He can talk in space. He's super strong. But the father is just having to struggle. And he knows his son is out there and he's struggling. He was able in the last issue to find a way to breathe in space. But now he's having to fight these, space pirates, space natives. They're called the Zaztecs. So now he's having to actually fight them. And you see a lot of action in this issue. I have really enjoyed Sea of Stars. Now, let me show you some of the interior artwork. I like the artwork. There you see with the kid, he's got something coming through him, and that goes to tell you like what it is about him that is special. What makes him super the way he is. And then here is from the father's perspective. What I like is that the coloring is different from the father's story to the son. The son is more kind of brighter colors because he's having a fun time. And then the father is having a horrible time in space. So the colors that they use for his settings are more of a darker green, brownish. I love that. There's just little nuances, man, that just give more to the story than just the writing and the pencil work. Sometimes it's the color and the ink that really bring out the story, guys. Sea of Stars, Jason Aaron is killing it. All right, last book up. You guys knew it. I've been picking this up from issue number 1. Die, issue number 8. So this is written by Kieran Gillen, and the interior artwork was done by Stephanie Hans. Now this right here is a story that needs multiple readings. When you pick this issue up, right, not just this one, 1 through 7, 1 through 8, you can't just read it one time and totally understand what's going on, right? And that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, I understand. Some people just want to read a story that doesn't take itself too seriously. There's not a lot of thinking that goes into it. There's a superhero, there's a villain, they fight, hero wins, or the villain wins, and then the hero has to chase. This is a whole lot more than that, man. This really, the storytelling in this is so rich, it's deep. This issue right here, you get the backstory, or a little bit of a backstory, on one of the main characters in this world of Die. Now here you go. There are the main characters that got brought back into the world of Die, plus Soul, the Grandmaster, who never came back the first time they left the world of Die. So in this, you get a backstory on, what's his name? Matt, who is the Grief Knight, right? And that's what I love about this book. Every time the book comes out, they give you all the main characters, kind of tell you what die they're using, which hasn't really been used as of yet. They haven't dived deep into the die that the kids are using. But as far as their powers, their abilities, if they're a knight, a wizard, whatever it is, you kind of see it. And in this one, you see a little bit more into the Grief Knight and why he is the Grief Knight, and that he had the actual ability to pick a different weapon than he did. He gets into a cave, and in the cave there are these glowing weapons that are kind of floating in air, right? And each one of them talk to him like, come and pick me, come and pick me. And the one that we see, right? The sword that he picks is this grief sword, a sadness sword, right? The more sad you are, the more grief-stricken you are, the more power you have. And it talks to him, and it kind of puts him down to make him stronger. But he could have picked this hammer, which was an anger hammer. So the angrier you are, the more anger inside your heart and your soul that you have, the stronger you are. So it's trying to pull him to pick this hammer instead of the sword. So, guys, Die has been an incredible story. What I will tell you is I'm probably going to give it 2 more issues. Issue 9, issue 10. At that point, I'm going to make a hard decision on whether I'm going to continue on with Die. I really do at this point, but they haven't given me enough to say like the story is really progressing forward. It seems like it's a very slow build, and there are other books that I want to check out, and if I'm going to pick up another book, I'm going to have to drop one. So Die at issue 10, I'm going to have to make the hard choice, and we will see if Die stays on my pull list, guys. But issue number 8 is great. I'm guessing, without seeing, I'm recording this video before I've seen the scores on Comic Book Roundup. I'm going to guess that this is anywhere between a 8.8 to a 9.5. I think this is a fabulous issue, guys. Let me know, did you pick up Die? All right, guys, so that's it. That's all I got from Image and all I got from Indie publishers. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, man. All my subscribers, anybody that watches my videos, I truly appreciate all the support that I receive in this comic book community. If this is your first time watching this video and you enjoyed this comic review, think about hitting that subscribe button and checking out more reviews. Hit that bell notification because it's going to tell you when I'm going live. A lot of the times it's impromptu. I'll only give on Instagram maybe a 5 to 10 minute, warning, hey, I'm about to go live. But tomorrow I will tell you that I will be live on YouTube discussing my pickups for Marvel and for DC, which is about 8 to 10 books. And we'll talk about them. We'll go through Comic Book Roundup. We'll see what the scores are for them. And I'll give you my mini review on it and whether it's a good book to pick up or a book maybe, hey, leave it for another time. So, thanks guys for watching. As always, I'm Edwin, the Comic Jabroni, coming at you. Take it easy. See you tomorrow. Peace.